Do you want to drive more traffic to your website? Well, SEO, search engine optimization, will help you do exactly that. Welcome, it is great to have you here. This is the first of a series of videos on search engine optimization, SEO. And I start all of my series off with a vlog, and that's what this is. It's designed to help push you in the right direction, give you a foundation for the rest of the videos in this series. And I also give you a little bit of homework, and I share some ideas which will point you in the right direction as you move from this video to the next videos. Now, the video series is an actual series, so I encourage you to watch all the videos in a row, but you can watch them as they apply to you. So you can look and watch in any order, follow the cards, follow the links as they pop up, whatever is best for you. So I was talking with a friend the other day, and he was really excited because he placed a keyword that he's been working on for a long time in the top 10 of Google rankings. And the question is, why is that important? I asked him if he was seeing any success or traffic related to this campaign, and the answer was he didn't know. And that's not good at all. You should know. And actually, he should be following the progress so he knows what areas of SEO to work on more, which is most beneficial to his company. His goal was just to rank a keyword in the top 10. Now, fortunately, we did a little research and it was helping his website. That's a good thing, but sometimes that's not always the case. You can follow a keyword that really is something people aren't even searching for, get it in the top 10, and you've put all that time and effort and have found that is not the right solution for you or your company. So it's important to do research, and so we'll have a video on research as the next video in this series. See, my friend didn't understand the goals related to SEO, search engine optimization. Yes, getting ranked is one of them, and we'll talk about that in a few moments. But you have to remember, there are three entities, or three people if you want, that care about this search ranking. And that is one, the searcher, two, you, and in between you and the searcher is Google. And everybody has a different reason to be a part of this game. Now, a really important factor when trying to figure out what you should be doing related to SEO is to understand the goal of the searcher. The goal of the searcher is the intent. You need to understand what is the intent of that searcher. Why are they looking for the answer? And then you need to understand and figure out how to provide the answer or the resource that they are looking for. Google wants to be the source of the answer to that searcher. So Google offers a list of options for that searcher to consider, and of course Google wants that to be a quality answer. The reason they offer up free listings is because they want people to come back to Google with trust. So if they offer up the very best, and we'll explain how that works later, the very best search results, people will come back and search again. And sometimes when they search again, they may actually click on an ad. So Google then makes money. The goal of the searcher is to find their answer. Your job is to provide the answer in such a good answer that Google will lift it up the chain and give it as one of the top options for the keyword. I visited a manufacturing company the other day, and it's a company that's been around for 40 years, but they do have a very reasonable website, and they do get a few leads, 1 or 2 leads a month off of the website, and quite often one of them is pretty good. And so they see the value of the website, but they also know that they're not getting a lot of traffic from the search engines, and they feel that if they can get more traffic from the search engines, they can make more money. So we talked about SEO and we talked about the goals, and during our conversation the owner asked a really good question. What is the goal of SEO? How do we measure results? And of course, being an owner, that's a pretty darn good question. And I told him just that. I said, that's a great question. Because a lot of times people think, well, it's all about more sales. And it can be your ultimate goal, but you have to remember they're kind of separate elements. And I'll explain that in a moment. SEO, search engine optimization, is about driving more traffic, quality traffic to your website. But you have to remember, you can drive traffic to a website, but that's not going to necessarily increase conversions unless there is a good website on the other side of it that has a good offer. Now, those things do affect SEO. But the goal of SEO is to drive more traffic. The job of the website is to convert, and a conversion, of course, can be anything you want it to be. It can be a sale, it can be a download, it could be someone signing up for a newsletter or filling out a form for more information. As far as SEO goes, and as we discuss SEO through the following videos, we're talking about driving more traffic as the goal. So how do we set up a system to measure SEO success? And I use 3 measures to measure SEO success. The first one is through Search Console. And that is something you can sign up through your Gmail account or Google account. And I highly recommend it. What you can do there is take a look and see how often your website, through the traffic section, how often your website is being shown in Google. Now, why Google? Well, Google is about 65%, if not more, of the search traffic on the web. So if you rank well in Google, chances are you're going to rank well in the other search engines. What we want to do there is take a look at the total impressions over a period of time, such as 28 days or a month. And what we can do is measure moving forward if we are getting more impressions. What are impressions for? If you see a website continuously coming up regularly when you ask similar questions within a certain industry, each one of those times is considered an impression. And that's also branding. In other words, you start over time to gain confidence because you keep seeing that website as a result when you ask Google. So Google is giving it a testimonial. It's saying, hey, you're asking more questions about this industry, and this website keeps having the answers for you. I would highly recommend it. And even if you've been there, if someone has come to your website and is gone and is checking on something else but continues to see your website, that is a branding moment. So impressions are important. So you can take a look and say, wow, okay, we had 5,000 impressions over 28 days. Now we can measure 6 months from now and see if maybe there are 10,000 or 15,000 impressions. That means you are doing your job as an SEO. Another thing we measure for success is traffic, of course. And we need Google Analytics. Make sure you have Google Analytics installed on your website as well as your blog. Now, if you don't, stop this video right now and put Google Analytics on your website. Google/Analytics. Do that right now. That is really important, or do it after this video. But the point is, you need to be able to measure and see where the traffic is coming from and the quality of that traffic. What is happening once people get on your website? Because you have to be able to measure year over year. So a year from now, you need to measure that you receive more traffic because of the search engines than you did this year. So you'd measure the next 28, 30 days. And then say the month is September, as it is now. You would look a year from now, next September, to see what happened. Did you increase the amount of traffic from Google, Yahoo, and Bing? Now, why would you not just measure October? The fact is, each month is its own animal, and each month has its own holidays, its own seasons. You really should measure equals, and so September to September is the best way to measure SEO success when it comes to traffic. Now, if it's a brand new site, you can certainly make note of month-to-month growth, but the best, again, measure is year over year. Number 3 is your search rankings. And there are a lot of different tools you can use for search rankings and keeping track of that. It really isn't practical for you to put in the search box to see with different keywords where your ranking is, because quite often that is skewed based on your location or maybe cookies on your computer or being signed in or out of Google. All those things do play a role. Now you can go incognito in your browser and that will help. I prefer to use tools which are available which will rank websites and keywords independently, and I'll share those in one of the future videos. I'll put a link right here when available. So yes, moving forward up the ranks is important. It does drive more traffic. Most of the traffic comes from the top 10, and even more of that traffic is the top 5 and top 3. If you're in the top 3, you're doing awesome. Top 5 is good, top 10 is okay. Outside of the top 10, well, here's the good news. We have what are called long and short tail keywords, and if you're tracking short tail keywords, which are usually one single word or maybe 2 word phrases, those are short tail keywords. A long tail keyword would be 3 or 4 words put together, and that could be, say, food photography, Detroit, Michigan studio. I don't know, there's a whole bunch of different things you could put together, and if you were tracking that, that would be a longer tail keyword. That would be easier to rank for as an exact keyword. The shorter tail keywords are a lot harder. So, for example, if you have Detroit photographer or Miami writer, you could maybe be number 12. But some of the qualifiers around that keyword could put you in the top 10. So that effort and that campaign could still be driving good traffic for you. So now I have some homework for you. First, make sure that you have Google Analytics on your website and blog. Make sure you're connected to Google Search Console and take a look. Start looking around and try to find a rank tracker, something that will track your rankings in the search engines for specific keywords. A lot of these tools are pay to play, but that's okay. It might be worth it for you, and many of them are not that much money. Next, start thinking about the intent of the searcher. Why is somebody putting that query in the search box? And how can you create a solution? And the solution isn't always a blog post or a long page full of information or even a video. Sometimes it's a tool. There are a lot of different ways to get found on Google, so there are many different options that you can consider. So consider, once again, the intent of that searcher and which of the answers would they be most likely to consider. Are they looking for audio, video, photographs, illustrations, infographics, or maybe a big, long, meaty blog post? There are a number of options that could be right for that searcher, so think about that. It's also to remember that every single page on your website is an opportunity to be found, and that is really important to remember as we move forward. The last thing I want you to do is consider your website. Is going to your website a good experience? Remember, we want to think about Google's goals too. And Google wants its searchers, its customers, to have a good search experience. So you need to ask yourself, does your website load quickly? Is it easy to navigate? Does it have a lot of really good, unique information which answers people's questions? All right, that should get us going. I'm really excited about this series. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I'm looking forward to talking to you next time. Hey, thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, make sure you hit the like button. If you enjoy these videos and find value, make sure you subscribe. And if you think you might have some questions and want to be notified when I go live, hit that bell icon. And I always appreciate you sharing my videos with your friends.